Okay, people. So, hey, we're hitting 400, right? So it felt right to bring in the young lion, my boy, my collaborator, the one, the only Mr. Four Deuce, Daniel Glen Barber.
Yes, yes, Kevin. Hello, hello, hello. And congratulations, man, on the success of 400 episodes. That is not easy to be done. When I'm doing my daily doses, I'm telling people, listen, you might start today, but it's 5 years into the future, it's 10 years into the future before things start moving. And you get me? So, listen, big up your team, big up your consistency, and not only that, like you're really good at what you do, like your attention to detail. I was watching one of your videos, and for the first 20 minutes, you was just going through critics. So I know you're serious about your team when it comes to informative information in terms of movies. Yeah. So yeah, big up your team and congratulations. I'm happy to be here, man. What am
Thank
I
you,
doing next?
brother.
Tell me.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw one of your daily deuces, and you were talking about consistency,
Mhm,
consistency, and
mhm.
yeah, well, it's the thing, right? Because I think a lot of people do things for the shine, right? It's to get invited to the party. It's just like I want to go viral. I wanna, but it's like they're not looking to be waking up every day and doing the thing. They want it now. They want it like that. And if it don't come, they're ghosts. They're out. You know what I mean?
That's what made me realize that I think I will make films and tell stories for the rest of my life. I am torn whether it is fame I chase. You know, it is
Mm,
fame. Grew up watching TV, MTV, and all these different things, but there's this thing that pours out of me that just is a storyteller. Just ideas for stories, new locations, how you can make a film here. Just that's all I think about. And I think for anyone watching this, like, you just got to know whether, like, you're obsessed with the fame part of it. You know, do you want to be at the awards, or do you really just have this gift? And you
mm.
got to be alright with the gift, even if it don't come with the accolades. But have faith that God rewards those, you know, that are consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's looking at success of people, right? And then understanding that a lot of times, right? Because when you see those categories like best newcomer, sometimes person getting that award, they've been already been in the game 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've been doing their thing, but only now they started to blow up. So they're being called best newcomer, right? There's
So,
that author who there's that show on Apple, right? The Silo, that's the one. Silo. And that was from an author, Hugh Howey, I believe his name is, right? And so he independently put out the books in which Silo is adapted from. I forget what the book series themselves were called, but it's a different name, right? But the thing is, those books blew up. He then got picked up by a big publisher, and then the books got re-released because he was putting them out via Amazon. You know, what I mean, the Amazon thing. They got re-released, right? But he had written a whole heap of books before those books. You know what I mean? But it was just those were the ones that blew up.
yeah,
Those were the ones that got that touch paper, but they weren't his first. But
yeah,
you will see him on best newcomer list. He ain't a newcomer, right? But it's the
yeah.
perception of, right? So people need to understand
You
there's
say
a
perception. I say
grind.
condescending.
Well, yeah, it is, right? It really is. But there's a
Well,
grind
no,
you have to put in, and not
or
everyone
the
wants to put
arrogance.
the
Sorry,
grind.
condescending is the wrong word. I say the arrogance of the industry. But no, that's not even the right term.
I think it's a bit of everything, right? It's condescending because it's just like you're a newcomer. It's just like, yo, I've been here. What are you talking? You've just
But it's
ignored
that,
me.
it's that, it's the privilege. I think it's another. It's see, it's easy to just go to white privilege in it. That it's definitely like a class privilege because it's a
Yeah.
class of filmmakers that think like whatever you did before we knew who you were
Yeah.
means nothing because we didn't know who you were.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, so and that is already a way to shape people to think that this is the thing to be approved by.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's to the point. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I mean, it's like all them films, you know what I mean? Where the girl's got the pigtails and the glasses, and then the guy's like, hey, you know what? If you let your hair down, let's take those glasses off. You're actually pretty. And it's just like, yo, she was always pretty.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You just thought her being a so-called nerd was a problem
Yeah.
because you
And
don't
that's
want people to
what it
think,
is.
and you want them to think they're more pretty than they think.
Mm, yeah. That's the industry, man.
That's the
That's the
industry.
industry. But it's like, you know, I always like, there's a lot of times when I'm talking about films and I'll bring you up as an example of
Oh,
the
thanks, man.
grind, right? Because, man, like you've what? Since Yes Man, like our first conversation all the way back with Yes Man, and you put out, gosh, right, D Jam, you put out, Jesus Christ, my memory is so bad.
So technically, I class. I say I've only made three feature films. My feature films.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah, yeah,
difference. I had to evolve and realize there's a difference between what I did for other people and
yeah.
what's mine. You know, when I mirror myself next to Quentin Tarantino or Christopher Nolan and talk about the 10 films, I've done three,
Mm,
but I've made five or six because I've got a documentary that's a feature. It's
yeah.
an hour and a half. It had nothing, but it's the documentary version. I have
Mm, mm,
DJam, that is an hour plus, you know. These are that, but DJam's not my movie, and that movie's not out.
yeah.
That was a client-based thing. I think my reputation and my popularity made it something to highlight, but it's not out, and it's not in
No,
my control. It's not in my
which is a
control.
crazy situation.
It is what
You
it is. I know what I signed up for, and I think it was a good lesson because it's like I got paid to do it, right? And that just showed me, when you meet someone and they say, "Oh, you've got a movie," they got a movie they want you to make,
mm,
you know? And you think, even if you think you're gonna like pause your work to make money off this, to fund this, doesn't happen. This
mm,
country's so deep, like you got to pay something. YouTube just took £80 out of my account for ads that I had that garnered no views. Yeah. But because I didn't pay it straight away, it was charging me £20 every month. So I paid over £300 because I
mm,
just wasn't paying it on time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just to do with YouTube. I got no views from this. This is just
yeah.
what this country or this world just does. It takes money from it. You know what I'm saying? Like just for the sake of it. You know what I'm saying? Um I lost my train of thought.
I think it's the control, you know?
Yeah, that's it. I gave up control. So
Yeah.
so that was my point. You give up control, and you have no control. That you don't realize that even in the distribution sense of the world, even in these other parts, the things you care about. It's like, what's the point making a movie if no one ever sees it? That you
Mm,
got paid? It's like an
yeah.
ad. It's like you realize that's not fulfillment.
Mm,
That's not real fulfillment. You know what I'm saying? And the more
no,
I'm making these movies that are not mine, I will never get to 10 movies.
yeah.
But I'm
But
learning that in my consciousness, it's only when I get to these 10 movies I'll actually find success.
yeah. But I think it's a good lesson to learn early. You know what I mean? Because it can
I'm like,
shape
yeah,
now the conversations that you have, right? So if I came to you, it's like, yo, Daniel, I want you to make this film, you know what to ask now, right? You need to be like, what to ask to make sure you don't get caught up in another messy situation.
100%. 100%. I've been taken advantage of because of my own, being gullible, um, wanting to prove something. I think I spent so much time on it to prove my worth and ability, my
Yeah.
storytelling to people. You know, man, yeah, I finally understood what this video was about. 400, of course, but it's like even where I've come, where I am from the last time we spoke is so different.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
so different. Like I was unapologetic then. Like I'm now unapologetic within my own being, in the sense of there's no actor, there's no producer, there's no executive producer, there's no mentor, there's no nobody. Like, don't get me wrong, it's like a wise man knows nothing. So if there's space to learn from whoever, you always have to have that door open. But there's a side of the world or yourself where you will second guess yourself,
Mm.
or you think you don't have all of the tools there to make a decision. And actually, we feel better when other people around us affirm our decisions. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? But the same trauma and torment that was in that space, where people could take liberties and you're afraid of your own, aggression, you know, or passion, should we call it, that Chris Brown had. No, I'm joking. Where, I'm just joking. Um, where like, bro, like you gotta be like, you know, I don't need this. I don't need Rihanna. I don't need you to get me out of my skin where I'm gonna put hands on you. Even if you metaphorically, creatively punch me in the face, I am so conscious that I don't need to respond. I can get out of the car. There's the keys. You drive home. I'll walk on the motorway. Someone will pick me up. One of my fans. That's a level of consciousness, to be able to do that.
Mm.
No, we're a power couple. We're for do so. Can I do this without this actor, this beloved actor? Can I do it
Yeah.
without this beloved producer? Are you enough to do it on your own? Can you
Well,
find your tribe elsewhere?
mm.
I've had to do that this year, man.
Well, do you
This
think,
year,
right? Because it's been a kind of cathartic journey that you've been on, right? Because there's films, but a little birdie tells me that my man has just become an author as well, right? And exploring yourself within the story of that book has probably, I would say, opened your eyes to patterns, right? That have been continuous and the reasons for those patterns. Do you feel?
I do, I do, but I also feel that we give into our ego.
Mm,
It's like I was on a retreat, an amazing retreat, men's retreat. Big up peace at home, and every I realize I'm addicted to affirmation.
mm.
I'm addicted to affirmation
Yup.
from whatever
Yeah,
and
it's
and
the
more time it's
obvious thing.
you think so.
When
So
you
it's
read
like
the book, son, you
I
see
think
it.
so. Oh, I
Yes.
keep forgetting that you read the book. So like I'm not, but I don't. I'm not even. What's beautiful is I'm not even saying that based on my interpretation of the book. This is something I learned at the retreat.
Right.
So this is my point. It's like because I'm so addicted to affirmation, it's like I'm not allowing myself to learn the gems needed to realize whatever I need to do to evolve and change is already within me. It's not an
Mm,
external place I'm going to go, and it's a constant conversation with yourself, not a constant conversation with somebody else. Because you're
yeah.
going to have that conversation with somebody else, and they're just going to reaffirm something that you already know that you've got to tell yourself. The reason you go elsewhere is because you just removed that from your brain. Whatever
Mm,
you have to tell yourself for the trauma you got to deal with, or the clear answers. Yes, this thing happened. Yes, this thing happened. But in life, you are the only one that can free yourself from this situation. You understand what I'm saying?
mm,
So in terms of the the book space, yes, it was therapeutic. It did show me things, but it didn't show me anything I didn't already know. It just like reaffirmed,
Yeah.
no, like you heard this, but your ego is making you think there could be something. No, there's nothing else. It's you.
Mm.
You're the problem. No, no, it's always been you. You think you're not good enough. Like, even being black in this society, yeah, I might have done the history of knowing that I'm a king and royalty and all of this, but in this society, the external makes it so loud that they don't want my work. Don't want my so much that even Willie Lynch theory, even the community act like they don't want a conscious movie. They want some toxicity.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be conscious to just do what you're doing. Finishing the book was therapeutic in the sense. I tell you how it was therapeutic. I could do it. I could do it on my own. People proofread my book, and thank you to everybody that contributed. Many wonderful women contributed to helping me get this book across the line. My cousin that helped with therapy, my producer, Angie, that helped with, a proofreading. And I'm saying
Mm.
this book several times, you who helped me many a times, although you took your time with finishing it, 100%. But at the end of the day, it was like, that was the moment where it was like, okay, there's no actor that's going to help me carry this load. There's no producer that's going to help me carry this load. I have to mentally just finish this shit and read it. Keep reading it, even though you don't like reading stuff. Keep reading it. That was a mental thing I had to get through, and now I got to
Mm.
do the audible for it. I got to do like my own audible for it, which
Yep.
is feels like hell on earth. But I'm grateful I finished it, and I'm grateful that I wrote my story. No one can tell my story. People could talk about me if they want.
Mm.
You see this book here? Like, it's like you're gonna have to write a book, my guy. You're gonna have to write a book to compete with my team. Or it's just word of mouth on the internet. My thing's in literature. That story you're telling about me in real life, that thing's in literacy now in the library. You gonna believe the book or your mouth. Understand? So I welcome everyone to tell their story, write their story. Because my story ain't special. You understand? I'm just the one who had
Mm.
the courage to write it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's not even complete. This is a
yeah,
chapter.
it's not no, there's always work to be rewrites.
uh that obviously the book is complete, but your
Yeah,
story ain't complete, son. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And
Our story ain't complete. Me and you, we got stuff to do. You get me? Like we got
facts,
stuff to do.
facts, man. But your new film, you finished. Uh,
Worth of
what?
life,
Yeah, you finished photography. Like, what's the first stage called again?
pre-production.
Pre. Yeah. Mm, well, I mean, you shot the scenes. Now it's just edit. Now you're going into post
No, I haven't
production.
finished it though.
Oh, I thought you finished the.
No,
Right.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
So I'm still filming. With our next shooting date is the 21st. No, so we've shot all of the scenes with. So okay, The Worth of Life is a movie about a director that hires a videographer to film his last day before he commits suicide. The movie is about men's mental health, black mental health, um, and just what it means for someone to be overwhelmed with grief
Mm,
and feel they're not getting the support or they're not heard. You know, it's just putting a little microscope, on a subject that I think is, neglected. You know, no one cares if you're getting punched in the face while you're driving your Lamborghini. You know what I mean? By your missus, no one cares. Just pull over. So, and this isn't something to be like, oh, we should be allowed. No, consciousness, my brother, consciousness.
mm.
So yeah, I filmed all of the scenes with the director and the videographer.
Right.
Um, Now, right now, I'm just doing blocks of all of the scenes to do with them and the people that they're engaging with, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah, so like, let's say, but we're trying to get it done in like 2 days. So, for
Yeah.
example, on the 21st, he's going to see a so-called like, mentor who kind of inspired his ideology to do what he's
Mm,
doing, and there's about let's say there's about 9 pages over the film. We're doing all those pages in that space.
right.
So
Right.
once that's done, that acts as out the way. We're going on to like now you have to go and see the girlfriend. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yes. I was going to ask you about that. So you haven't filmed those bits
No,
either.
we've done all the solo parts, and we've got about 40 or 30 minutes of a movie already because of
Okay.
just from those solo bits.
Yeah.
Because those solo bits are building bits where um Rico Bowling's character, Jordan, bonds with Micah's character, Tyler,
Mm,
you know. Um, I think we were just developing that. And I think it helped me this is where a lack of funding helps because it gives you space to flush out, filter,
yeah.
the film. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. So there's still the club scene to film as well.
On the 21st, that's going to be the same day, yeah. And I think what's really exciting is those scenes are really going to bring up the production value
Mm,
But at the same time, this film, I haven't shot a film like this in this way before, found footage style, So sometimes when you're shooting a film, the clean 4K HD is like your benchmark, right? For this is a clean film, because even if no one likes your story, they go, it's clean. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Whereas with this movie, it's not about it being clean. It's about you believing this is real.
Mm,
And I think the cinematography does that. But then at the same time, my editing, I think that was a thing for me because we're living in this world where you can jump
yeah.
cut now in this social media world. But the idea of jump cutting in the editing room with found footage is very weird to me. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's the same shot, but you know what I mean. But I mean,
Mm,
I had to watch a couple of found footage movies, to see that they've done it as well. It's just me. But listen, I'm the person who found it difficult to transition scenes without it fading to black
yeah.
when I first started making movies because I just didn't understand how it could go from there to there. And I've watched movies my whole life, and it felt so uncomfortable. I had to fade to black all the time. And then someone was like, "No, you're not always. What you telling me? This is a 20-minute movie, and you're fading to black every scene, every 2 minutes? Nah, bro." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And we watched the movie, and I was like, yeah, "It's true. No one fades to black like this." I was still at uni, so
But like, you know what I mean? It's a journey, right? So how has that been, right? From yes man to worth of life, right? The evolution of the voice. Do you think you now have got to a point where the DNA is clear? You know what I mean? You've the way you shoot, the way you light, everything like this is clear. It's a four deuce joint, right? The DNA is
Well,
imprinted.
I don't,
Do you
I
think
don't,
it's
I don't know. I don't know because I don't have. I'm like an all-star person. But listen, I'm a, I'm. I think this is very, common with the black community. We're not one thing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna watch one of my movies, and you might think that it's a four deuce movie because of the camera I use. You know what I'm saying? So because of the camera I use, but my signature shot is a reverse double shot, reaction shot. I love a reverse double action shot. You know, I I haven't thought about that in this movie.
Mm,
If it happens, it happens. If I catch the angle, I'll catch the angle. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even as we were having that conversation, I realized I can do that because it just means that Jordan will have to be filming Tyler while whoever Tyler's talking about is behind him,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
have to make sure that. But you, to your question, that's not what I thought about. Do you know what I'm saying? It is like I kind of think about what's in front of me, and I kind of leave it to God for. So let's say, for example, I wrote the script, right? I don't read my scripts as much as I should. I don't.
Mm.
All right. So let's say, for example, when we're on set now, unless we're hiring a script supervisor, I expect the actors to know the lines. So if the actor doesn't know their line, I expect the other actor to feed them the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I just, if I've got the script in front of me and I'm doing it, then yeah, cool. But I am not like doing that. Figure it out. And is that some of that my laziness? Maybe. But I've got a fucking camera to fucking sort out. I've got a fucking
Mm.
I'm at the scene. And like until the budget is the budget, then all these, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not carrying all of that. I'm not carrying all of that. I used to carry all of that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm one man. Yes, I want to make films. No one asks me to do it. I do it myself.
Mm.
Am
Mm.
I? But I'm not gonna be like limited to like those that don't know how to work a camera. That you think you're a director, like you know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't know how to do. No, I make films without budget. You know what I'm saying? Like if a budget comes, everyone's getting paid. But I'm not gonna not film
Yeah.
because I don't have money. So if the actor's like, oh, you ain't got to be on this. I don't beg no one to be in my film. Nobody. If there's no actor, brother, I'll do a one-man show. Fam. What are we talking about here? I'm a storyteller. Storyteller. Not even film director no more.
Mm.
I write stories. Next year, after the book, so look, we've got premiere, mental health week, mental health month. You're invited, sir. You know, there'll be a book launch next year. I want you to host that, sir. It's on camera. But just if you, I will still say no if it's something. You know what I mean? I don't care about the numbers. I'm free, Kevin. Nothing matters to me. I can do what I want. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But don't be a prick about it. Can't be a prick about it. God's still watching. God's still watching. You understand? Can't be a prick about it. But you know, I'm no longer gonna be. Um, oh my God! You know, like when you're sacrificing your peace to make something work with
Mm.
someone else, like maybe being a diva or maybe being whatever. It's not that for me anymore.
Yeah.
Finishing and getting across the line is the goal. Right? Now, I said storytelling. After this book, after the premiere, I'm making the second feature film. And the story, the seventh chapter, Searching for a Snitch, that's
Yeah.
going to be the movie. Now, I want to be in production for that, like uh, June.
Okay.
And I want to have that finished and filmed by December
Right.
next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's two features and and a book, and then there's going to be a few short films from the book, and that's by what 2026 December. You understand? Now after in 2027, it's a lot more theatre stuff. I think I want to
Mm.
get into the theatre space, do a bit more theatre. But look at me. Um, I've got a performance for some young people in December. That theatre, I've been teaching, assisting a great director called Richard Reed, who runs a theatre group, children's theatre group in Tottenham. And yeah, they're going to be performing next month, December. So yeah, I mean, I'm already doing theatre. I didn't even, I'm forgetting. I'll be forgetting all the stuff that I was doing. But yeah, that yeah, that's and I'm proud because the kids, yeah, that warms my heart. Seeing the kids perform and like, yeah, it's like amazing. You know what I mean? Like, and
Mhm.
yeah, these kids are better than some of the adults, bro. Literally, I mean
So
it.
is that something you're looking to continue to do?
What teaching kids? No,
Okay.
no, I'll do that. Listen, man will come and do two sessions or whatever. But am I gonna go be a teacher? No, bro. Big up the teachers. Big
Mm.
up. teachers, but
But the
I'm not a gambling man.
mentorship
One
of
like 1 out of 10 odds are not for me, bro.
yeah, but
But
it is a
one of them,
mentorship, you know what I mean, that you're kind of doing and you've done for a
yeah, it's
minute.
in part. It's in part. I'm being paid. So like, I'm saying that. Like, I had to thank God the other day because, as I said, I did this men's retreat, and God, don't shoot me. I'll be turning down certain things if it's not in line with what I want to do. I
Mm,
don't like event filmmaking in general. I don't like event filmmaking. Don't invite me to your party unless you're going to treat me like a king. You know what I'm saying? Like my drinks there, everything's there. If you're like cameraman, come over here and do it.
mhm.
None of that. Don't like no, no, no. And is it my ego? Yes, yes. I don't love money like that. To say that man's gonna talk to me like I'm no one while I'm shooting your shots and make you feel like a king today, that is not it for me. The things I do are things that are conscious to culture. So like, I used to. Do you know what it was? Here's the thing: I used to give away my services for free
Yeah.
and not charge for it. I found my balance now. I'm, working at this. I just realized I'm giving away all my bits and bobs. I don't earn no money.
Mm. Was that the validation thing though?
Uh, what do you mean?
Like, you know what I mean? You're doing things for free, like
I,
for
I,
that
I never
valid.
loved money. I never loved money. Right?
Mm,
I never loved money. I received some money, and I thought, okay, I had no money. Money came, and I still felt the same. It's like, oh, it's not the money that makes you feel secure. You're just traumatized by something, or you love staying in a sense of survival mode. Do you know what I mean? You're so
yeah.
comfortable in survival mode that you can never really be happy enough that you can just, because you might not have money again. It's like all of
Mm.
that, right? All of that type of stuff. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, man. And I think you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy the journey. I had a conversation with someone who was like, if I never make it to Hollywood, if I never, if I think, Hollywood was never my problem. I think it was more community. Like there's I'm not gonna say gatekeepers in the community because I think these same gatekeepers still got to work.
Yeah.
They still got to put on their events. They still got to do whatever to make money. If they stop today, no one's paying them. So gatekeepers is a bit strong, right? Because I'm seeing people that Damson Idris who went way past the gatekeepers. He jumped the gatekeepers. He went
Mm.
straight to John Singleton. Ratman jumped the gatekeepers, went straight to, you understand? Not straight, but he had to do GR link up and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I want to be at a stage where I can keep making these films, keep telling these stories, and if the BBC or ITV or whoever never message my film, that's all right.
Mm.
I'm really trying to get there.
Yeah.
I strip the
Yeah.
ego, and I think that's when I'll be set free. Yeah. hmm I think that's
Boom.
when we'll all be set free, to be honest.
Yeah, they're important lessons, man. Important realizations to have.
Yeah. And I appreciate you on this journey because if I never had someone like you to speak to, like literally outside of you to speak to, there's no one else to speak to. There's people you could speak to, but like you're the person in my life, a bit more senior, you know what I'm saying, citizen, you know what I mean? And but you like your wisdom. Sometimes it sounds like I ain't listening. I listen to you all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? I might not take something you say, you know what I'm saying? But trust me, I hear everything you say. And outside of you, there ain't no one else I could listen. That not that you know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I trust you. I know you've done the work to say what you're saying or what you think is enough to because I'll be telling you some stuff to teach you some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's it. Iron sharpens iron.
For real. Yeah.
I'm on
But that's the
400 B.
thing. That's the
400 episodes.
thing. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, right? You
Ever.
want to have people around you that can help keep you on your game and elevate, right? Because
100%.
that's what it should be. You know what I mean? You want to be in that community that helps each other to get to the place rather than in a you know what I mean, the big fish in a small pond, or the place where everyone's stabbing each other in the back to try and get to a thing,
Yeah,
right? So it's about finding those right situations.
100%. 100%.
Mm,
100%.
mm.
And as I said, man's grateful to you and everything you've done. Even watching, seeing how you break down. Maybe watching you showed me doing reviews is way too difficult, bro. Because like, I would do my reviews and I'm like, I don't think I said nothing about cinema. Like, I just, apart from me going, the cinematography was great.
Mm.
Like, it's like, I don't know who the cinematography was. Like, so I was like, as soon as I don't be right, I got some love for like the whole black culture reviews, and then I thought, am I even living righteous? You know what I mean? so,
But it's a
so,
different thing though, right? It's like, watching like your reviews, they're very different to what I do. And there's room for all of that stuff, right? Because it's, I mean, just think, right? When we went to the London Film Festival in 2023, right? And we saw like Book of Clarence, The Kitchen, and all them different things, the conversations afterwards, right? Like we both enjoyed the films, but there were different things, different avenues coming into those discussions, which was real interesting. Because I'd see something from my point of view, and you're seeing something else. But it's all leading to the same place, right? It's all leading to an appreciation of the thing we've just seen, but it's different. And that's what's so interesting about this thing, that you know what I mean, like you can watch something, appreciate it, and someone else can do the same, but maybe see some things that you didn't see, or they've
oh
just
yeah, it's true. Because
approached it.
you said appreciation. I think that was a strong thing that you said appreciation because I've been very pessimistic in the subject of black culture within movies. But it's good that you said appreciation because the movies you named, Kitchen, Book of Clarence, when we went there, were movies that we were happy to watch and
Mm,
which were in a position of, oh, this is, you know, not just black excellence, but excellence.
yeah.
Because these were some movies which were headlining, do you know what I'm saying? And which were very political. Do you
Mm,
get what I'm saying? And were given a platform. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is like, well, look who the people were. You know, you got Sill's brother, James Samuel. You know what I'm saying? And the
yeah.
greatness of Harder Than Core. Then you've got like Daniel Kaluuya, Oscar winner. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's like Daniel Kaluuya in some ways was. But the point is not the pessimism. The point is not the pessimism. The point is that yeah, you're right. Like it was appreciation of those two things, but at the same time, in reflection, a lot needs to be done in terms of does that is my reviews the solution to that? I don't know. Because do I want to be a reviewer? No, I want to be a film director. Will these
yeah.
reviews shoot me in the foot later on? Maybe, mate. Like, you have to look at the internet, man.
Mm, mm.
You have to be careful what you're volunteering online, you know.
Well, yeah, a really good director came to me, right? We'd had a conversation a few years ago, and she she was getting some pushback from comments she made in an interview we did. And I didn't even think she'd made anything crazy. Like there's not the crazy points or anything like that. But she was finding that there was some pushback. So, you know what I mean? I She asked and I took the interview down, right? It's one of those things, right? For whatever reason, some people can misconstrue what you say, or
It depends on
take,
your tribe, though, isn't it?
huh?
Because if your tribe is big enough that you can direct to consumer
Yes.
100,000, it don't matter what no one says.
Mm,
Unless those people affected. You understand? For some reason, my following ain't being nothing for the longest while. um, which makes me know my path isn't a following space. My path is a door. My
mm,
path is, oh, I see what you can do. Oh, I like you. I believe in you. People told me that my whole life. They go, it's not your work that they're gonna gravitate to. It's you, Daniel. And I'm like, can't be me. It has to, and then even look at that. Even in my own trauma, in my own, that's impossible. What do you mean it's me? I still
mm.
think it's my work. Didn't I just tell you after 10 features? No, maybe I could make one feature and someone's just gonna like me. But then if you don't like you, you ain't gonna think you is enough.
Yeah.
And if you don't think you is enough, you're gonna put your head in 10 feature films and get depressed with the ninth one and it's still, you understand?
Mm.
So even after everything I've said,
Yeah. It's understanding the value of what you do, right? It's understanding your strengths in what you do, right? The vision that you have, right? You have to understand the compromises you're willing to make and the things that you are not willing to do for success, for fame, for a seat at the table, right? And I think it's not until you understand all of those things will you be able to feel satisfied in the game, right? And I think a big thing, right, when you look at Ratman, when you look at Damson,
yeah,
when the opportunity came, they were ready to seize it. And I think
in terms of
that's,
their career,
huh?
in terms of their career.
Yeah, right? Because there are times like there's people I've spoken to, right? And they're like, oh, I really want this thing. I really want to be here. I want to be, because there's the thought of maybe a certain person might be in the spot on that day. So I'm like, yo, if you get to talk to that person, what then? Right? And they're like, well, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll tell them about what I want to do and then we'll work together. I'm like, all right, but do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have a website? Well, nah, not right now. I'm like, okay, so then if they say, okay, show me something you've done, what are you going to show them? Oh, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to signpost someone to? They ain't got shit. So they're not ready to seize an opportunity if it was there. And I think that's the big thing. You've got to be ready because
And there's
you're not
early
getting a
stages as well.
letter to say, hey, by the way, an opportunity will be coming at you at 12 o'clock tomorrow. You ain't getting a
Yeah.
pre-warning of, so you have to be ready.
100%. And there's so many stages because you think I thought and my ego, I thought because I can make a movie on my own that I deserve something extra.
Mm,
Because I haven't met much people that can make a movie on their own
yeah.
at my level. I think that meant I deserve something. But what I'm doing isn't even the formula of the industry. No one
Mm,
makes movies on their own. If this was about people that made movies on their own, maybe I'd be at the top of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's not. So why am I walking in the room going, yeah, I can? No, they want to know if I can work with other people.
yeah.
Like this is. I had to learn the industry, man. Like this is a machine that just needs to be fed, and they want to know if you can come into it and feed people around them. While they're patting you on your head. But I have to have a conversation with myself. Do I want to be that person just feeding certain? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to be that person, or is there movies that I care about? I want to make. You know, Is it, did someone just hand me the script? The script's been floating around Hollywood. Is that what
Mm,
I want to do? Not really. I want to write that movie.
yeah.
You're
So
missing that. Yeah.
you're kind of coming at things like a Richard Linklater in a way.
I say Quentin Tarantino.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're both, I think they both came from a similar kind of place of being outside the industry and going, you know what, I'm going to make what I want to make, right?
Yeah.
So I think there are different examples of that, you know what I mean? But it's like there are those people who, instead of necessarily from day one chasing, right, the machine, chasing the thing, were just like, you know what, I'm looking to elevate things from this spot, right? Linklater was in Austin, so before there was a scene in Austin, right? So he was just like, boom, I know some people, I know some people that want to be actors, I know people that want to be this and this and this, let's work together and build something. You know what I mean? Like Tarantino, that's kind of what Tarantino was looking to do. So it's just like we've got different people like that. You know what I mean? That you can see. So it's kind of like, boom, what are you trying to do?
And right now, I'm just trying to get through these stories because thinking about, as I said, leaving myself open to people's opinions was just damning. It was just like stressful. So actually finding the confidence to choose my next year without unapologetically, without hearing someone tell me what they think of it, realizing I gotta like even if I get an idea, not rushing to tell someone that idea,
Mm,
actually developing that idea myself and going, yeah, this is what I'm doing. And actually, I've done my 10,000 hours. I don't have to throw nothing at the wall and hope someone helps it stick.
yeah.
You understand? And that's not arrogance. You've listed off my accolade. Like I'm that what like and outside of someone giving me a budget to make a bigger film, if that's not happening, there's no one who do I need to talk to?
Mm,
Who needs to give me an opinion on what I should make or how I should make it? If the 20K comes, someone could tell me where they think that money should best be spent because I'm not the best when it comes to money anyway. But until then, 6 feature films deep, bro, created.
yeah.
My last making a short, I had no producer. I was the producer. Yes, I had assistants on set. You need that. Even a man just to hold the boom mic, trust me. But it can get techy. It can get techy. Trust me, I can't just do it all on my own. I don't choose to do it all on my own.
Yeah.
I mean, I choose, but I don't want to. But yeah. But yeah, man, it's about you, man. Let's round this off, man. Big up your team. 400 episodes. Very proud of you, sir. You've come far. I think every time you've interviewed me, you've improved talking to other people. So, you know what I'm saying? So, you're welcome. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, continue the greatness, bro. We got to get to 1,000. You get me? And some of them got to be, you know, in person with you.
See, the thing being, right, it's an evolution. You know what I mean? Like from day one, those first reviews, you know what I mean? Like the way everything has grown and developed, you know, it's there, but it's kind of like it, there's still room to grow, right? There's still
100%.
room to evolve. And I think the beauty of a conversation is that, right? Looking for the ways into something. You know,
Mhm.
like I spoke to someone the other day, and Ooh, like, as I was downloading the video, it started to play, and just listening to the beginning, right? You could kind of get the sense that my man didn't necessarily want to be there at the start. By the end of it, it's a different thing, right? And so it's about developing those skills, and you know what I mean, constantly looking to evolve and be better, right? Ask better questions, make people feel more comfortable quicker. It's just about doing that, evolving and growing. And hey, this time next year we will definitely be in a place where it's going to be in-person situations coming on. You know what I mean? Even before this time next year, we're going to be doing some in-person shit, right? We're going to be hosting events and talks. We are taking things to the next level, right? It's not static. It's a constant growth. And I appreciate all the people that have helped get us to that point, because you know what I mean? Hey, I can turn up and talk, but it's about having the opportunity to have those conversations with people. And if it wasn't for publicists like AJ, Cynthia, Kelly, Sophie, Patricia, Scott, like the list goes on, right? If those people didn't have the trust to let me speak to their clients, right? And have hour-long conversations, right? Because in this space, 10, 15 minutes is the norm, right? So when I'm like, they're like, how much time do you want? I'm like, a minimum of 60 minutes. You know what I mean? Right? There's people that are like, yo, what the fuck? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? We're trying to do a junket here, motherfucker. And you want 60 minutes? You know what I mean?
Nah,
So
man. Good, man.
when
Because there are
people
podcasts that long.
give me that trust, that's big. That's big. And it's then about me not laughing in the face of that, right? Not coming in unprepared. You know what I mean? So it's always about me evolving.
And you're always prepared. You're always prepared. So it's a good foundation to build from. You get me?
Well, you gotta be, man. You've got to be, because if you're giving me your time, I'm not gonna come and be like, yo, so yeah, your first film was Hi Sir, right? That was your first film, Hi Sir? It wasn't? Oh, my bad. Like, come on, man. You can't be coming in foolish. Like, there's people when you talk to them and you'd be like, man, I just watched your film. It was great. And they're like, wait, you watched the film? And you'd be like, of course I
Yeah.
watched the film. Right. But some people, they're used to people not watching the film. But how are you having a conversation with mans if you haven't watched their film?
This is
You
the
know?
world we're in. Social media
Mm,
world. Click is enough, you know.
yeah. But yeah, no, appreciate all the people that have helped get things to this point, right? And this is 400, but this ain't the end. This ain't even the end of the beginning, right? We are constantly evolving, and yo, it's just gonna be about enjoying that ride. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
big up, man, and congratulations. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, sir. And I'm sure we will be doing this again. You know what I mean? Even before 500, we will be there.
Yeah, man.
Plenty more conversations to be had.
100%. Come on.
All right, man. Well, appreciate the time and let people know, right, how they can keep track of everything you're doing, because you're doing a lot, right? And 2026, there's some big things happening. So let people know how they can keep track of For Deuce, and most importantly, how they can keep track of Daniel Glen Barber.
No, thank you, Kevin. So the website is fourdeucemedia.co.uk. The social media links are Four Deuce Films. That's 4DEUCE Films. Yeah. And yeah, man, you know, I'm active. I'm never gonna stop being active. So
Mm.
yeah. So just so in case you not think, that's the number four, not written for. Yeah. DEUCE. The thing should pop up. You get me? Um,
Hmm.
media or films. So yeah, man. The music video drops New Year's. The
Boom.
Audible drops New Year's. The hard copy books come out next year. Premiere for this feature is next year. We're just creating stories, man. Creating memories, creating stories, creating legacy. You know what I mean? So thank you for having me, man. Yeah, man.
Outstanding. Now, people, all the links will be on the webpage for this episode. So yeah, make sure you go check that out. So you will know when the book's dropping, you know, when the different formats of that book are dropping, when the new film is dropping, all of those things, right? So yeah, and just to circle back to something we were talking about earlier, because I've just remembered, right? That one of those conversations, one of those big pivotal conversations was about the film Clairvoyant, and that was Michaela Whitman and Arthur De La Roche, right? So yeah, Michaela Whitman was the name that had just slipped my mind, but it's all come back. So boom, that was that. But anyway, people, we are at the end of this. Daniel, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. And people, thank you for tuning in to, you know, the current installment of this 400th celebration. And we ain't done yet. So, hey, we will see you in our next slot. Daniel, keep doing what you're doing. And people, thank you. Peace.